So, once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a high-born lady who loved adventure, music, and far-off distant lands and different cultures. And she had two parents who loved her very much, more than anything in the world. But they wanted to marry her off to a nobleman or a prince if they could. So they wanted her to do wifely things like sewing and cooking and cleaning. And they didn't want her to go adventuring, and they didn't want her to get dirty or leave the house. And she loved her parents so much that she'd only sneak out a little bit. She'd only adventure around her town. But one day, her mom said that she had a gentleman coming to see her. And her mother informed her that that was the man she was going to marry. She didn't give her any choice. She didn't ask her opinion. She'd never met the man before. So this high-born lady decided she'd go out. She was going to go on an adventure. So she left home. She snuck out. And on her first travels, when she left, she went far, far away to a distant land, and she found trinkets from that distant land, and a few months later she returned to her home. But instead of going in her home, she went to her mother's window, and she set the trinket that she got for her mother on the windowsill, along with a note telling her mother she loved her, and that she was going to go out. She was going to see the world. She was okay. And then she left again, and she went to a different new place. And she did this often. She decided she had no home. She was able to make money and save money, so she was able to do what she wanted and be happy. And on one of her travels, she walked into the forest by her home, and she heard some singing. And this singing was so beautiful and so amazing that she was drawn to it. So she came to a clearing with a pool, and she peered around some bushes and she saw a girl bathing. Unfortunately, she stepped on a couple twigs and they made a loud cracking sound. And the girl that was bathing gasped and spun around. "Hello, is anyone there?" And being that she was also a girl, she thought, well, maybe she won't be scared of me. So she came out from behind the bushes and she says, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to bother you. I just heard your singing and it was really beautiful. And can I come sing too? Or listen to you more?" And the girl ducked under the water for a moment and said, "Well, I've never met a human before." And the high-born lady looked confused and says, "What do you mean? Aren't you a human?" And the girl gets a really shy look in her eye and then a mischievous look in her eye. She popped out of the pool and she sat on a rock. And she could see that this lady had a tail. It was a beautiful mermaid tail, shone like almost as jewels. She'd never seen something so beautiful before. She sat down, she started talking with the mermaid. And the mermaid says, "Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Why are you at my pool? No one comes to visit me." And they both talk, And they talk for hours and hours and hours on end, and she explains all of her travels that she's been through so far, and all the wishes and dreams and hopes that she has for the future. And the mermaid smiles and looks at her and says, "Oh, I wish I could travel. I wish I could go outside of these pools. Every pool is connected, as long as you know where to look." And I swim deep and I swim far, and I visited all the pools in this country. And I almost got to the ocean, but I'm a freshwater mermaid, and I can't swim in the ocean. But all I want to do is walk on land and meet more people and learn new cultures and see new things, but I'm trapped in water. And I just wish that someday the right person will come along. And this mermaid began to describe the secret magic that is when a mermaid falls in love. A mermaid's first kiss to someone who is not her kin must be to a true love. For if it's not to her true love, she will never walk on land. She will never be able to be part of the world that that person is from. This was a beautiful concept to the highborn girl. It made her happy, very, very happy, and very sad, because she wished she could bring this mermaid along with her. She quite enjoyed her company. So she promised that on her travels, she would bring back a trinket also for her. And she said that she would be back in a few weeks from a different place. Different, far, far away land. So she began to bring back trinkets for the mermaid and her mother. A chalice, coins,